In this video, I want to talk about the difference between citizenship and residency. This topic might seem straightforward at first glance, but the implications of each status can significantly affect your life, rights, and opportunities, especially if you're thinking about living, working, or investing in another country. I see this mixed up all the time on Twitter. And in this video, let's explore how these two concepts differ, what they entail, their implications, and why understanding them is crucial for anyone considering international relocation or dealing with cross-border issues. So, starting with citizenship, citizenship is the legal status of belonging to a nation, which comes with a comprehensive set of rights, protections, and obligations. It's not just about where you live, it's about your identity in relation to a country. Here's what citizenship typically involves. So one is acquisition. Citizenship can be acquired at birth through the principle of jus soli, which is right of the soil, meaning you're born in the country, or jus sanguinis, which is right of blood, meaning your parents or your lineage, or it can be acquired later through naturalization, which usually requires a period of residency, passing language, civic tests, demonstrating good character, things like that. Another aspect of citizenship is the rights. So citizens enjoy a broad range of rights, including the right to vote in national elections, run for public office, access public services like healthcare and education on the same terms as other citizens. They can hold a passport, which often means visa-free travel to many countries, work without restrictions, and receive diplomatic protection when abroad. In return, there's responsibilities. Citizens are expected to abide by the laws of the country, pay taxes, possibly serve in the military or jury duty, and contribute to the welfare of the nation through civic engagement. And citizenship has a sense of permanence, is generally for life, unless you renounce it or it's revoked under extreme circumstances like, say, treason. It forms a part of your identity and is often passed down to future generations. With citizenship also comes the advantage of global mobility. A country's passport determines how easily one can travel to other countries with fewer visa requirements. And probably worthy of a video in and of itself, but the passport is just the travel document that sort of represents citizenship, or it's one of the benefits you get for being a citizenship. So a passport and citizenship is not exactly the same. Residency, by contrast, refers to the legal right to live in a country without necessarily being a citizen. Here's how residency works. So there's different types of residency. There are temporary and permanent forms of residency. Temporary residency might be for students or workers or tourists with specific conditions like visa duration or employment tied to the visa, or maybe you're not allowed to work at all. Permanent residency allows individuals to live in the country indefinitely without being citizens. But sometimes the name is a little bit misleading, and permanent residency isn't necessarily permanent. Certainly less permanent than citizenship. Now, talking about rights, residents are entitled to many but not all of the rights of citizens. Typically, they can work, study, and use public services, but might face limitations like not being able to vote, not being able to hold certain public offices, or access some social benefits on the same terms as citizens, like, say, unemployment or welfare. There's also responsibilities of being a resident. So just like citizens, residents are required to follow the law, pay taxes on income earned in the country, and in some cases, they might need to prove they're not a burden on public resources. Unlike citizenship, residency can be more precarious. It can be revoked if one fails to comply with visa conditions, commit serious crimes, or stays out of the country for too long without permission. Another aspect of residency is the pathway to citizenship. For many, permanent residency is a step towards citizenship through naturalization, but not all countries allow this transition easily or at all, and some residents might never seek or gain citizenship. Probably everyone knows, maybe someone who's been on a green card in the US for 20 years and they're just not a citizen yet for one reason or another. And stories like that are common all over the world. So, to recap some key differences between residency and citizenship, one is the legal status. So, citizenship is about national identity and allegiance, while residency is about the permission to live in a place without necessarily being part of its national fabric. Political participation is another aspect of things, where only citizens can vote in national elections oftentimes, influence policy through voting or run for office. Residents, even permanent ones, are usually excluded from these political rights. Access to services can also be different. While both citizens and residents can access many public services, there might be differences in priority, cost, or eligibility, especially for sensitive services like national security, welfare, or education. Travel can have differences as well, where a citizen's passport often grants more travel privileges than a residence document or visa. Residents might need to apply for visas for travel, where citizens do not. Security and protection is another aspect of things, where citizens have stronger diplomatic protection abroad and might have better legal protections at home. Another one is obligations. So citizenship comes with potentially more obligations like jury duty or military service, while residency might only require compliance with local laws and tax obligations. Now let's talk about some implications here. So there are economic implications. The taxation of citizens and residents can differ significantly. Some countries tax their citizens on worldwide income, the US, while residents might only be taxed on income earned within the country or only, while you're a resident. And if you give up residency, you no longer have to pay tax there. Another implication is social, where citizens might feel a deeper connection to the community and culture of the country, affecting social integration and sense of belonging. There's legal implications as well, where in legal scenarios, especially in immigration or criminal law, citizenship can offer protections or influence outcomes that residency does not. Or sometimes it works the other way around, where residents might even be treated more favorably or less harshly than citizens. Another implication is cultural. Citizens often have a say in cultural policy making or national identity discussions, whereas residents might not. So, why does this matter? Understanding these distinctions is crucial for immigrants. Knowing your status dictates your rights, whether you can bring your family, how you can work, and your long-term life planning in the new country. Another distinction is business, where companies need to understand the legal implications for their employees, particularly regarding work rights, tax, and social security contributions. Also, legal planning, estate planning, family reunification, or dealing with legal issues across borders. Knowing the difference between citizenship and residency can affect outcomes here. Personal freedom. For life choices like where to settle, invest, or study, understanding these concepts can greatly influence your decisions and the opportunities available to you. This is one of the reasons you don't see a lot of expats in Asia, because they don't have the ability to naturalize a lot of times. They don't have the ability to wholly own companies in Asia or to directly invest in real estate in their own name in Asia. And so sometimes residents or expat residents in Asia don't feel like they'll ever be able to make that their permanent home. Whereas in Latin America, every country in Latin America allows you to naturalize. Every country in Latin America allows you to own real estate in your name, even as a foreigner, even as a resident. Maybe with some exceptions, but vast majority of cases. So all these things are important. And in conclusion, while both citizenship and residency allow you to live in a country, they come with different sets of rights, responsibilities, and opportunities. Citizenship is more about national identity and rights, offering a more secure and comprehensive bond with a nation. Residency, on the other hand, is about the permission to reside, often with fewer rights, but can still provide a meaningful life in a new country. The journey from residency to citizenship can be a significant step towards fully integrating into a new homeland, but it requires understanding the nuances and legal frameworks of each country, knowing the path to citizenship, knowing, do I need to spend a certain number, a minimum number of days in the country to get citizenship. If you're watching this video because you're interested in residency or citizenship in Latin America, you can work with us directly. There's going to be a link in the description of this video where you can book a call with us. We can get you residency in any country in Latin America, Mexico, Argentina, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, any country you want. Citizenship by descent in any country in Latin America, and lots of other services to help internationalize yourself. Thank you for joining me in this detailed exploration of citizenship versus residency. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe for more content on immigration laws, citizenship, and how to navigate living internationally. Until next time, stay informed about your rights and status wherever you choose to live, and we'll see you in the next video.